Hello and welcome to the Protocyle. This is a very specific, specialized episode where we talk about the particular instrument by Korg called Volca Beats. They're these little analog synthesizers, and they're very cool and they have great sounds. These were made to be synced up with a DAW or other master device. So the DAW is supposed to be the master device, which makes the Volca a slave device. I don't really like that. So I'm going to say that the DAW is like the leader dance partner and the Volca is like the follower dance partner. Okay, I fixed it. Let's get into it. Just need a few things. So you've got your Volca, and then you need a MIDI cord, which I made a video about chords. There's your link about audio chords in case that was helpful for you. So you need a MIDI cord, and you need an 1/8" cord auxiliary cable with a adapter for a 1/4" on one end. I have my Audio Box Personas interface here that is the go-between from my instruments to my computer to my DAW. First thing, since the Volcas only have MIDI in, we will hook into that with our MIDI cord into the in, and then run that to the back of my interface, which has a MIDI out, because the information is coming from my computer. So it's like water. It's flowing out of my computer and into the Volca. Okay, so I've got the MIDI portion of it hooked up. Now for the auxiliary cable, the 1/8" cable, you hook it in through the headphone jack. And I made a video about hooking up a tape recorder, like a cassette tape recorder, to your DAW, and it's very similar to that. Good news is you don't need a DI box with this one because it has pretty good volume control all on its own. It has a built-in volume control. Plus, you can control it with the gain on the interface too. So you hook the 1/8" into the headphone jack, and then on the interface you hook it in to one of the plugs on one of the jacks on the interface. Okay, so I have it in the second one. All right, yay, we're all hooked up and ready to go. Doot doot. Now for the syncing of this device. So I've got my Cakewalk project open here, and go to Edit, Preferences, and then click right here where it says Transmit, MIDI, Start, Continue, Stop, Clock. And use Start and never continue. What that means is, since this is with a drum machine, that's probably what I'm going to want to use, because that means it starts at the beginning of the beat every time I hit play, rather than in the middle of the sequence. So it starts at the beginning of the sequence. If I am not going to click that box, then the other option is Transmit MIDI Song Position Pointer, which puts it wherever it is on the time code. I haven't played with this a whole lot, but I was just so excited to get this up and going that I wanted to share it with you. So I'm going to go ahead and click Use Start, Never Continue. It sounds so final. Never continue. So now when I hit play on here, you should hear the Volca. Let's see if it works. See how it goes right along with that tempo? Yay! I should have showed. So if I hit on here, it's taking up the tempo from the DAW, which is default 120. When it is not hooked up, so I'm going to go back to Edit, Preferences, and unclick these and hit Apply, close, Now when I hit play, it doesn't control the volca at all. And when I hit play on here, it's got a totally different tempo. It's a really slow one. And I have control over the tempo here. So what I used to do was try to get it like exact. But it ends up not being exactly exact. Even if I had it on 120 here, it might eventually go out of sync with the DAW. So much better to sync it up. Go back to edit, preferences, transmit, MIDI, start, continue, stop, clock. The other thing I want to talk about is you see where it says project clock here. Click that. Make sure this is on audio. I made the mistake of having on a MIDI sync, and since this is an analog device, it needs to be on audio rather than MIDI. It's not giving information in MIDI, so if you click that, it'll mess things up, and it'll try to sync to your DAW. You see this? Press escape to cancel, waiting for MIDI to sync. It never will sync. It's never going to sync. So make sure that that is, oh, we got to hit escape, make it stop. So make sure that that's clicked to audio. So that should be all hooked up. Just hit record, and it should go. And let's make sure that's with the tempo. So you get waveforms, and if I want to play it back, I hit play and they're automatically going to play at the same time. So I just make sure that that's off to hear it so you can see. So it's perfectly synced up because our DAW is leading the tempo and the volca is following the tempo. I hope that was really helpful for you. And if it was, please give a like, and perhaps you'd like to subscribe in case you want to learn more about audio production things as I learn them. Have a wonderful whatever time of day it is for you, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.